Okay, and we are live. We are live. We are live. Oh. Hello, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. How you doing, Nelson? Have you liked and subscribed yet? Yes or no? I love government censorship. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? I'm okay. I mean, I woke up this morning, checked TikTok, and it said, your account has been permanently banned, which I've seen before. And I was like, well, deja fucking vu. Deja motherfucking vu. TikTok still exists? Yeah, unfortunately. But, yeah, dude, TikTok is such a fuck-ass app. And the thing is, TikTok is getting deleted, and when does that TikTok deal come through? Thank you for the $20. When does TikTok get banned? No, when does it become the American version? Oh, I do need a coffee. Thank you for the $20. TikTok become the American version. September 5th. So on September 5th, TikTok is being deleted in the United States anyway, and it's being replaced with a state-run propaganda app called M2. Only Americans get to have that, so it doesn't really matter. TikTok just hired an Israeli to monitor for hate speech. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. That tracks. Hold on, let me make a... I have an alt account. Make sure you follow my alt account, but let me just make a quick video. Hold on. Make sure you're subscribed to my Instagram, because TikTok is a fuck-ass app that has pro-Israeli Zionist fucks in charge of the community guidelines. Hold on. Make sure you go follow my Instagram account, Valenti Videos, because this app has a whole bunch of Zionist fucks in charge of the community guidelines, and they really don't like it when you point out Israel's apartheid genocide. Nope, one more. Hey there! Make sure you go follow my Instagram account, because it has much better regulation than this fuck-ass app that is in... Fuck you. Hey there! Make sure you go follow my Instagram account, because this fuck-ass app has a whole bunch of Zionist Nazis in charge of the community guidelines. That'll do.
Hey there! Make sure you go follow my Instagram account. We have some big news right now. Kids are protesting on Roblox.
This is old news, Aaron. The fuck are you talking about? You look tired, Chris? I'm always tired, dog. Can't find your alt. ValentiVideos.alt.alt. Oh, happy early birthday, Nelson. Yo, guys, I got a Switch 2, by the way. I got a Switch 2. Isn't that fun? Oh, yeah, I'm going to need an alt. I'm going to need an alt. Oh, that New York City shooter killed a friend of mine's niece. Brutal. I don't know if you heard about the New York City shooter. This guy, hold on. This guy.
Let's bring in Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky with the latest on what officials are learning.
He's killed a friend of mine's niece. Claimed to have CTE, mentioned NFL in notes, study my brain. Study my brain. Fucking blow me.
About the shooter, Aaron, and the investigation into a possible motive. Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. 27-year-old Shane Tamora was found with a note that may help explain a possible motive. He lived here at this subdivision in Las Vegas. We're about 20 minutes from the Strip, and you can see police have been out here all night. They're still here this morning. The NYPD said Tamora left Nevada on Saturday and entered New York City from New Jersey on Monday, about 2 hours before the shooting. Las Vegas police had issued him a concealed carry permit in 2022. Officers here are now tracking down where he sought the M4 rifle that was used in the shooting.
Oh, shit. All that blood is from him fucking blowing his own head off, I think.
Was used in the shooting. The NYPD also found a revolver and ammunition in his BMW, along with medication. Police said he did have a documented mental health history, and we're learning that police in Las Vegas had 2 calls in recent years associated with Tamora for a person in mental health distress. In his pocket, the NYPD found what sources described as a rambling, 3-page handwritten note that claimed he suffered from traumatic brain injury and made some references to the NFL, which is headquartered at 345 Park Avenue. Growing up in Los Angeles, Tamora did play high school football.
That's my buddy's niece. Yeah. That's my buddy's niece.
But there's no evidence he actually had CTE, and it's not clear still why he decided to drive his car cross-country and target that building, but that note is certainly a key to the investigation, Rebecca.
A desperate search for...
What a fucking piece of shit. What an oxygen thief, husk, waste of space. What an inferior dog man rat. What a dog. What an actual fucking dog man. He took the wrong elevator bank up to the NFL headquarters. Instead, it took him to Rogan management. That's where he carried out additional shootings and took the lives of additional employees. Yeah, 4 people were killed. An executive at Blackstone who was a wife and a mom, and a police officer who was a dad of 2 with a 3rd on the way. It's fucked. Went after the CEO of Blackstone. Blackstone isn't BlackRock, dude. Blackstone is not BlackRock. I know they're similar, but it's not BlackRock. Mistyped? No, you didn't mistype. You were correct. But I'm saying Blackstone ain't like Blackstone owns Jersey Mike's subs. Not like Lockheed Martin. Did they get the shooter? No, he got himself.
This morning, new details from the
That's
deadly shooting
shit.
in Midtown
Jesus.
Manhattan. At least 4 people killed in a Park Avenue office building, including a New York City police officer.
We're getting multiple calls from 345 Park Avenue.
Officials responding to 911 calls just before 6:30 Monday evening. Jesus. Officers here rushing into 345 Park Avenue. The suspect walking alone into the building holding an M4 assault rifle.
Bro, our NYPD, like, listen, bro, is the NYPD fucking blind? Look at all the people in this. There's 2 guys here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people here. There's not one fucking cut. There's another guy here that's a knee or an ass. And this guy's just walking around with and I do have to say, even though this guy killed my friend's niece, that is one hell of a pimp walk, brother. That is one hell of a pimp walk, brother. That's the look of a man who's thinking, I ain't coming back from this one, Jack. Like, what a walk. Am I right? But for real, he did kill my friend's niece. So, Can't be gassing him up like that.
Wearing body armor. Police say he entered the lobby and began spraying bullets, hitting a police officer, another man, a security guard, and a woman who took cover behind a pillar.
The 33rd floor is not secure. We have multiple people shot.
The suspect taking the elevator to the 33rd floor, where he again opened fire, killing a woman there before barricading himself inside. Authorities saying the suspect died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest.
To the chest? Brother, you fucking killed yourself by turning the rifle this way on your chest? Are you fucking out of it? What a pussy. Probably wanted an open casket funeral. I don't want to hurt my head. I don't want to hurt my head.
Medics rushing to the scene, performing CPR on this man.
Ambulance, police, fire truck, everything coming this way.
We just heard noises and then we all just were in a closet, really. It felt like forever.
NYPD using drones to secure the area as officials escorted employees outside with their hands raised. Some here huddling on the street, consoling coworkers.
From the building, you just see people running. That's what it was. People inside the building were saying that they heard someone, they thought someone fell down the stairs, and then they realized that wasn't just stairs, it was someone shooting a gun.
The 44-story office building under lockdown.
Is it common to just see people having a gun? Not in New York City. In New York City, there is no open carry. You can't get an open carry license unless you are a police officer. Literally, like, if you see somebody with a gun in New York City and they're not a cop, they're a terrorist. That is the rules of the city. There's between 8 and 14 million people in the city every day. If you allowed people to carry their guns out, it would be GTA. It would literally be GTA. But yeah, no, you can't just walk around with, but you are a New Yorker? Yes. Yes. You can't just walk around with a fucking gun.
Major investment firm Blackstone, professional services firm KPMG, and the NFL. Employees inside the building using whatever they could find to block entrances to
Holy
the floors.
shit!
Local authorities say...
Dude, whatever office this is, they were locked in. They were like, we're not fucking dying.
Entrances to their floors. Local authorities say the suspect, 27-year-old Shane Tamura, traveled cross-country in a black BMW from his home in Las Vegas over the weekend, arriving in New York City just hours before the attack.
It's not BlackRock, it's Blackstone. Blackstone. Chris, are you a Luigi fan? Bro, Blackstone is an investment firm that owns Jersey Mike subs. It's Mike himself, bro. It's Mike.
Officials recovering this high-powered M4 assault rifle covered in blood.
His motives are still under investigation, and we are working to understand why he targeted this particular location.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams there to assess the scene.
BlackRock owns Blackstone? Dude, BlackRock owns fucking everything. Let's see. Does BlackRock own Blackstone? No. BlackRock does not own Blackstone. While they're both large and influential financial firms with similar names and origins, they are separate and distinct entities. Blackstone was founded first, and BlackRock was initially a part of Blackstone before becoming independent. BlackRock is now the world's largest asset manager, while Blackstone is leading alternative investment managing firm. Initially part of the same entity, Blackstone Financial Management, mergers and acquisition company. BlackRock was spun out of Blackstone in 1988 to focus on risk management, specifically on fixed income.
The families and friends of the victims. We pray for the swift and safe recovery of the injured. The horrific crime reminds us all how easy it is to gain access to a gun.
At least 5 people were shot, 4 fatally. The lone survivor in critical condition this morning. Now the city remembering the victims, including that 36-year-old NYPD officer, Didarul Islam. He's survived by his pregnant wife and 2 children.
He was doing the job that we asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice. Shot in cold blood, wearing a uniform that stood for the promise that he made to this city. He died.
If this is not proof that NYC is a mess, I don't know what is. I don't understand that train of thought, dude. There are 8 to 14 million people in New York City every single day. Every day somebody is killed in Manhattan because of the sheer numbers of people. I don't think that this is a way to say, this is proof that New York City is a mess. I think this is proof that the cops, the NYPD, are fucking useless. That's the only proof this is. Because that motherfucker was walking around with an assault rifle. And nobody said anything. Nobody called the cops. Nobody fucking tackled him. Nobody arrested him. Nothing? This isn't the fault of the city. This is the fault of fucking... Oh, I'm getting a phone call. God damn it. Let me take this while I'll play this video for you.
In Las Vegas over the weekend, arriving in New York City just hours before the attack. Officials recovering this high-powered M4 assault rifle covered in blood.
His motives are still under investigation, and we are working to understand why he targeted this particular location.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams there to assess the scene.
Our hearts break for the families and friends of the victims. We pray for the swift and safe recovery of the injured. The horrific crime reminds us all how easy it is to gain access to a gun.
At least 5 people were shot, 4 fatally. The lone survivor in critical condition this morning. Now the city remembering...
Who called? The hospital. I don't have health insurance, and I need to pay a bill.
The victims, including that 36-year-old NYPD officer, Didarul Islam. He's survived by his pregnant wife and 2 children.
He was doing the job that we asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice. Shot in cold blood, wearing a uniform that stood for the promise that he made to this city. He died as he lived, a hero.
Blackstone CEO recently donated $125 million to Tel Aviv. Guys, even if Blackstone is a shit company, this guy's not Luigi Mangione. This guy didn't go out and target, like, the fucking executive, the CEO. He got some random fucking lady who works there. Hold on, right? What's her name? What the fuck is her name? Wesley? TikTok ban again? Yes. Oh, let's see. There she is. Global head of core real estate, chief executive officer at Blackstone Real Estate Income Trust, also member of Blackstone Real Estate, Goldman Sachs. So this woman's just a fucking banker. She's just a banker. She's just a fucking investment banker. They're trying to quiet you? They always are. They always are. It's not a small title. Do you think that this woman deserved to be killed? Is that what you're implying? I don't understand.
Spencer Kubin joins me now. He represents several of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Spencer, it's great to have you with us.
I've seen a couple of with intent. Brother, the guy got on the wrong elevator. He was trying to go to the NFL headquarters and kill some NFL executives. He deadass got on the wrong elevator.
Interviews that you've done, For my audience, clarify what the president could do right now with an executive order to make what the Justice Department and possibly what the Treasury Department knows about records, transactions, phone logs, and the like more visible.
First of all, thank you for having me on, Major. You know, I've been representing victims of Jeffrey Epstein for now going on 20 years. I represented victim number 1 that came forward to the police here in Palm Beach County. And every single day, they have always said the information needs to get out. Everyone needs to know not just about Epstein and Maxwell, but everyone that was involved in all of this exploitation scandal that crossed the globe. The president, as I have said before, could enter an executive order today, sign an executive order demanding the release of these documents, do as he promised the American public that he would do. When he was on the campaign trail, when he got into office, he swore to the American public that he would release.
Says that we live in broken. Yes, it's not acceptable to start destroying other cogs in the system. Listen, I am all for, how do I phrase this? I'm all for acts of vigilantism, you know. I'm all for vigilantes. But you have to have the right target. You have to get somebody who actually plays a role in the suffering of Americans, not some random fucking woman who owns Jersey Mike's.
Release this information. Sign that executive order today. I dare you to do so. Because if he doesn't, he is either choosing not to do so for some unknown reason, or alternatively, he's admitting
Luigi,
he
go
doesn't have the
ahead,
power to do it. And I don't think he's going to to that.
It has been said, and you have said, that there's plenty of information within the files of the Justice.
How are you high up enough to determine who deserves to die? Because I'm Chris Valenti. I am a prophet sent by the old gods in order to restore order and balance to this planet. I am your destiny.
Department. Ron Wyden, the senior Democrat on the Finance Committee, last week said there's lots of information also at the Treasury Department. Do you agree with that?
I do. There's a lot of financial information showing the financial transactions that went back and forth between the people that were helping to fund Epstein, as well as people that were involved in the scandals and in the trade for sex for money and minor victims. That information should come out as well. You have to remember that there were successful lawsuits that were prosecuted and resolved against major banks, international banking institutions that were part of this scandal and that agreed and helped to fund Epstein's entire entourage, all of the flights, all of the paid sex for money, all of those things were financed. So let's see those records as well.
Spencer, there is a fair amount of criticism that comes in the direction of those of us in Washington who cover a scandal. We miss big things and overlook things that are central and have always been central. So I'm going to give you an avenue. Is there something that we're missing here in Washington that's central to this?
Trump got a new golf course? Jesus Christ. No one drives that far to target the NFL? Yeah, maybe somebody who is suffering from CTE because of constant fuckery from the NFL does, you know, perhaps. Dude, you do know that not everything is a conspiracy, right? You do know that some people are just mentally ill and we have more guns than people in this goddamn nation?
President Trump is wrapping up his trip to Scotland today. This trip has mixed personal and official business, with the president focusing on golf, trade negotiations, and the conflict in Gaza, as well as Ukraine. During his
JD Dubois.
Fox News alert 4 people, including an NYPD officer, are dead after a gunman opened fire inside an office building in New York City. We have brand new details breaking and more on the brave officer tragically killed.
Also this morning, President Trump, in the final day of his UK trip, is expected to make comments this hour. We'll be monitoring that, bring you anything the president says as his administration racks up the trade wins.
Oh, good morning, Jack.
Friends. First, here on a Tuesday morning, I'm Todd Pyro.
And I'm Carly Shimkus. We start with the breaking news out of New York City.
4 dead, including an NYPD officer after a gunman opens fire at a Midtown office in New York City in a terrifying broad daylight shooting. That officer has been identified as Didarul Islam, who was off duty at the time working security. He had immigrated here from Bangladesh.
Officer Islam was married with 2 young boys, and his wife is pregnant with their 3rd child. He's assigned to the 4-7 precinct in the Bronx. He was doing the job that we asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice, shot in cold blood, wearing a uniform that stood for the promise that he made to this city. He died as he lived, a hero.
The shooter has been identified as 27-year-old Shane Temura, who was found dead at the scene. His motive has not
Think he was trying to kill the NFL commission? Yeah, I mean, based on the intel we have now, yeah.
yet been confirmed by police. Retired NYPD Detective Pat Brosnan joins us now. Detective, thank you so much for joining us. We know that you've been following this horrific shooting that took the lives of 4 innocent people, including an NYPD officer whose wife was pregnant with their 3rd child. The New York Post is reporting, when it comes to a motive, that the gunman was carrying a multi-page note. It cited the NFL. This office building has NFL offices in it, and it also said that he has CTE. He shot himself in the chest and asked that his brain be studied. When it comes to a motive, is that it?
No, in my view, to be very honest, Carly, that's not a motive. That's just a cop-out. I mean, there's a lot of people who have emotional issues, a lot of people who allege and propose that they have these problems from different injuries that they've taken and throughout their lifetime. And the reality is this coward strutted across the plaza at 345 Park Avenue and unleashed hell yesterday evening. And in the course of that, he murdered 4 New Yorkers. He murdered the father of 2, as you referenced earlier, who, to give you just a little bit of context, and it's important for your viewers, I retired out of the 47th precinct as a detective. He swam against the tide. If you recall the Summer of Love, when 1,000 businesses burned to the ground, 700 officers were hospitalized, he elected to put his hand up and fight the good fight against good and evil. Every other officer was at the headquarters retiring or quitting because they didn't want to stay on for it. They didn't want the defunding the police, the disgusting rhetoric. The folks that were giving him the finger, he put his hand up. He joined to fight the good fight. And that's absolutely important for your viewers to recognize and acknowledge. The time of his joining was relatively small relative to turnout.
To that point, our colleague Paul Morrow highlighted 2 really important points, basically in the same vein that you're talking about, how there are fewer officers on the streets following the defund the police movement. And Paul said
dude, there's fewer officers on the street, and Zoran talks about this, because all of our officers are underground in the fucking subways dealing with homeless people. This is why Zoran was saying what we need to do is create a system in the subways, something for mental health professionals to be able to take care of those homeless people and, counselors, so that our police can spend time above ground. You know what probably would have helped? If there was a cop out there who could see that fucking scumbag with his assault rifle walking across the plaza. But no, instead, all the cops are down underground, busy with somebody taking a shit and smoking crack on the fucking 4 train.
Following the deterrent effect. If NYPD was fully staffed like it was maybe a decade or so ago, there would be police officers sort of on every street corner in the Midtown area like there were back in the 90s. And if there's police officers on the corner in a very, very highly trafficked area like where the shooting took place, maybe this guy doesn't feel as emboldened to just walk across that plaza there holding a rifle. Second, more cops means quicker response times.
Correct.
The moment something happens in
It's a city with 8 million people, only 30,000 cops. Dude, the NYPD is better equipped than most armies on planet Earth. The NYPD has a fucking submarine and a tank and an office in Tel Aviv, Israel. 30,000 people in the NYPD is the equivalent of like 90,000 people in your local PD. The NYPD is extremely difficult to get into. It's not like it's a completely different ball field.
Maybe this guy doesn't get to the elevator because the cops are there ready to converge immediately. Your thoughts?
I don't disagree with Paul, and I heard him state that last night as it relates to both the operational response time and the deterrent effects, general and specific deterrent effects of having 9,000 more officers. But I concur with Cameron Mitchell, the Navy SEAL who was on last night with Trace, who pointed out, and I had mentioned earlier myself, this individual, this bloodthirsty killer who drove from Vegas to unleash holy hell at 345 Park Avenue, strutted. He didn't walk. He strutted with that weapon. I watched the tape a few times. He was confident. He was secure. He was cocky. He had, in my view, he would not have been deterred. I think he would just open up in the plaza as opposed to in the interior of the lobby.
Well,
he was committed.
Yeah, he certainly was, and the images are shocking that you see on the top left-hand side of your screen right there. This gunman had a documented mental health history.
For the $2. Always non-New Yorkers telling us how it is. I know.
According to Las Vegas police, he was reportedly a security guard at a Las Vegas casino, and according to Commissioner Tisch, was licensed to carry a gun in Nevada. Do those details add up to you?
They do. Carly, I own a national security company. We have deployed officers in over 500 cities, including Vegas. I got a big contingent in Vegas. The rules are more relaxed there. Giuliani tightened things up here when he took over in 93.
Who the fuck calls Rudy Giuliani Giuliani? Who the fuck calls him Giuliani?
Reality is, as a condition of employment, this guy would be allowed to have a full carry, a full concealed carry, and he may not have disclosed it, and it wouldn't be publicly discussed otherwise.
When you say he may not have disclosed it, the documented mental health history when he went to get the gun license?
Correct. When he was filling out the application for a full carry in the state of Nevada, and we have armed people in the state of Nevada, so I'm familiar with it, he may not have disclosed that. He was probably not fully forthcoming, in which case they were unaware of it. How would they otherwise become aware of it? Because that would have been a mitigating factor, in my view, as it relates to him being awarded, and it is an award, of a full carry in the state of Nevada.
Pat, fundamental question here. Don't all buildings that are major office buildings in New York City
security guards
have multiple armed security? I was
exactly, dude. This building, doesn't it have like 3 or 4 armed security guards, private security, in the fucking lobby?
The impression that if you have a major high-rise like 345, there's multiple guys with guns ready to deal with something like this, not just one, as in our deceased officer.
So, Todd, it varies according to the Class 1 designation of the building and the size of the building. This is a massive building. I'm very familiar with it because I have provided armed security through my company at that building over the years. It's 2 million square feet, 44 floors, 34 elevators. Yes. Generally speaking, there would be, in addition to the paid detail. So Officer Islam was there with municipal authority. He was there as a member of the NYPD working for that company, but with the full authority, arrest powers, interrogation powers, and so forth, of a municipal police officer, which is a distinction as related to a civilian security officer. But the long winding answer is that, yes, generally there would be armed officers there posted throughout the lobby, as well as throughout vertically in the building.
Officer Islam was 36 years old. He was a 3.5-year veteran of the New York City Police Department. In the early morning hours of yesterday, NYPD members participated in a dignified transfer of his body at Presbyterian Willows Cornell Medical Center.
Oh, fuck. It's always gun violence. This goddamn country will never stop. Always gun violence. Let's check Trump's truth. Sounds like a conspiracy? I disagree, bro. I study a lot of history. I study a lot of different conspiracy theories. This just looks like some fucking mentally ill loser who decided he wanted to go shoot up the NFL headquarters, got into the wrong fucking elevator, and then realized he had to just shoot whoever he could at that point before blowing his own chest out. I have been briefed on the tragic shooting that took place in Manhattan, a place that I know and love. I trust our law enforcement agencies to get to the bottom of why this crazed lunatic committed such a senseless act of violence. My heart is with the families of the 4 people who were killed, including the NYPD officer who made the ultimate sacrifice. God bless the NYPD and God bless New York. You can give mental health and rehabilitate people rather than punishing them in prison? Yeah, but this guy murdered 4 people? North Sea oil is a treasure chest for the United Kingdom. The taxes are so high, however, that it makes no sense. Oh, shut the fuck up. Oh, it's the breaking news of the day. Ukraine and Russia respond to Trump's new ceasefire.
Russia and Ukraine, you're talking about ceasefires. What's the way?
I would have said 5 times we would have had a deal. I've spoken to President Putin a lot. I got along with him very well. But 5 times, and every time 4 times maybe. But we've had discussions. You and I have had discussions. Yeah. We thought we had that settled numerous times. And then President Putin goes out and starts launching rockets into some city like Kiev, and kills a lot of people in a nursing home or whatever. You have bodies lying all over the street. And I say, that's not the way to do it. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed in President Putin. Very disappointed in him. So we're going to have to look, and I'm going to reduce that 50 days that I gave him to a lesser number, because I think I already know the answer what's going to happen. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you later.
Let's see. Ukraine leaders welcomed Trump's latest announcement. What about from the Kremlin? I'd like to avoid any assessments. Okay, so, yeah, Trump's playing the ultimatum game with Russia. No, it's not going to work. You can't play ultimatum games with Russia when you have no bargaining chips against Russia. You have no bargaining chips. There's nothing you can say. This is an insanely low number. That is bullshit.
President Trump in Scotland, of course, this morning, where he's opening the new golf course before returning to Washington. The president has said a number of things of note during this trip abroad, including a significant break from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the situation in Gaza and the visible signs of starvation among so many on the ground.
Mr. President, Prime Minister Netanyahu said there's no starvation in Gaza. Do you agree with that assessment?
I don't know. I mean, based on television, I would say not particularly. Those children look very hungry.
He then later in the day, of course, said that you can't fake those pictures. That is exactly what he was seeing. Harry Enton with me now. These pictures, this story is really resonating in a way. Over the last several days, we're seeing it's having a real impact as well on some of the key players.
Yeah, you know, Benjamin Netanyahu, if you look at polling in the United States, he is lost in the court of public opinion. I want you to take a look here at his net favorable rating. It is the lowest on record, according to Gallup, and they have records going all the way back since the 1990s. What are we talking about here? Well, in April of 2019, before, obviously, Israel in Gaza and the latest war that's been going on for a long time, Benjamin Netanyahu was on the positive side at plus 13 points. Look at where he is today, minus 23 points. My goodness gracious. You look at those under the age of 35, his net favorable rating at this point, get this, 53 points underwater. My God. And this, of course, has everything to do with Israel's actions in Gaza, the American people at this particular point not exactly liking what they're seeing, and they believe that Benjamin Netanyahu is in large part responsible.
So to that point, how do Americans feel about Israel?
By the way, this is why Netanyahu went on the Nelk Boys podcast. Netanyahu's public image globally is destroyed. Israel's public image globally is destroyed. They were so desperate that they put him on a fucking Nelk Boys podcast. You understand how low that is? You understand how fucked that means Israel truly is in the world stage?
Israel's actions in Gaza right now.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this. I mean, net approval, Israel's military acts in Gaza. You go back to November of 2023, it's on the positive side of the ledger, plus 5 points. I bet if you even go back a little bit further, it'd be a little bit higher, but Gallup only measured in November of 2023 at plus 5 points. Look at here where we are in July of 2025. Way down there at minus 28 points. Among those under the age of 35, get this, a net...
I think I just got unbanned on TikTok again. Let's find out. Let's swap to Valenti Videos Alt. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, hold on. Hey, I'm back from my permaban. I am inevitable. Like, what is even the point? What is the play here? Like, I don't think MAGA understands that I'm going to be the God King of mankind. Okay? Countries are defined by their leadership. Okay? History is written by leaders, not by civilizations. Okay? And every time you try to knock me down, I get back up. And I'm stronger. I get messages from random people going, I don't know what it is about you, but I feel like you can change the world. And I will. Keep on poking the bear. See what the fuck happens in 20 fucking years when I publicize the voting records and start rounding up MAGA voters. You're gonna be fucking 50 years old. Round you up, send you to a fucking education camp where you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn.
Negative 73-point net approval rating. This is all being led. All the negative opinions towards Israel and their acts in Gaza are being led by the younger folks in the electorate. Negative 73 points on the net approval rating. You rarely ever see numbers that low, and that is charging up this number, 28 points underwater. The net approval rating of Israel's military acts in Gaza. The American people do not like what they're seeing and increasingly dislike what they're seeing.
That is
Please clap.
Really a shift, and this is leading to a number of other feelings when it comes to Israel in general. As we look at that, and also questions about Palestinians and whether to recognize the state of Palestine, that's back in the news because of Emmanuel Macron. Where do we stand on some of those questions?
Yeah, so for the longest period of time, Americans have sympathized more with the Israelis than the Palestinians. That's still the case, but it's only by +5. You go back to May of 2024, it was +17. Right after October 7th, look at this, it was +48. In 2017, it was +39 points. That is a dramatic drop. That is, what is that, a 43-point drop since the aftermath of October 7th. And again, under the age of 50, you look at those younger voters, it was +38 Israelis back all the way back in 2017. You look now, it is +19 Palestinians. There has simply put been a complete change of opinion on this topic, and it has been at least driven in large part by how Americans view the military actions of Israel in Gaza.
It is fascinating to see those numbers, Harry. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
John?
All right, new this morning, UN officials are calling the situation in Gaza a worst-case scenario of
Shakira, Shakira. Oh, baby, when you know I need. You make a woman go mad. Well, I'm just responding to this text. That took a turn. Yes, it did. Anyway, let's come up with something to make a video about today. What's the biggest story of the day? You know who we gotta ask? Aaron fucking Parnas. We gotta ask.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now,
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I don't like police brutality. But when it comes to fucking around on airplanes, I'm always on the side of the, what are they called? The flight, you know who I'm talking about? The undercover guard, the undercover agent on every fucking plane. What are they called? Air Marshal? The Air Marshal? Yeah. Dude, I fucking hate cops. But if you fuck around on a plane, I am always going to be on the side of the air marshal. But look at this guy. He literally kicked his ass. This guy literally kicked the air marshal's ass. Watch.
nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Dude, look at that look. There's no shot you just did that, is what he's saying.
And right now, you can save £50. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save
All right, let's see what Aaron Parnas has to say. All right, what do you got for me, Aaron?
We have some big news right now. The Trump administration's Department of Justice is filing a misconduct complaint against Judge James Boasberg, the federal judge that found probable cause that the administration's attorneys likely violated contempt of court rules. Attorney General Pam Bondi is now asking for Judge Boasberg, who is a federal judge, to be essentially investigated by the DC Court of Appeals and to be removed from the case involving the Alien Enemies Act deportation, which hasn't really been in the news lately, but they want to investigate.
I'm going to take this call. I'll be quick.
Investigate and remove a federal judge, a federal judge who has lifetime tenure, whose only fault, according to the administration, was being woke and leftist, and an Obama judge who just doesn't like Trump. But his rulings have been sound, and now they are directly going after the federal judiciary in ways that we have really not seen before. Now, it's unclear whether or not this investigation is going to go anywhere. Probably not, given the fact that Judge Boasberg's rulings have been legally sound. But this is happening, and it's happening right now. So spread the word so more people
Tell
know.
her she left her hoodie at my crib. I'm going to need Sanguinus in the corner for 2 minutes for making a joke about fucking my widow of a mother the day after her husband died. 7 years after the anniversary.
Using you to know about.
Crazy! Crazy shit from Sanguinus! Insane shit from Sanguinus.
We have some big news right now. There appear to be cracks forming with Joe Rogan turning his back on Donald Trump and praising a recent South Park episode that attacked Donald Trump and attacked Paramount over its capitulation to the Trump administration.
Don't ban him.
In a recent podcast, Joe Rogan...
Bro, don't ban him. Just throw him in the corner because it's funny. Dude, I don't give a shit. If there's anybody who makes jokes about my dead dad or fucking moms, it's me, bro. We're putting him in the corner because I'm the king. It has nothing to do with legality, morality, or ethics. I want him in the corner. Don't ban him, but put him in the corner. Is that why she wasn't wearing a hoodie when I saw her? All right, that's my own mod. I need mod on mod violence right now. What is it? 1350? You motherfuckers. I'm gonna need some mod on mod violence right now. Right the fuck now. Instantly and immediately.
Trump really helped Donald Trump win the 2024 election. Without Rogan, it's unclear whether Trump would have won. He essentially said it's a line in the sand over what Donald Trump's Department of Justice is doing over the files. Meanwhile, he further praised the South Park episode that attacked Donald Trump for concealing the files from the public, from not talking about them publicly, from trying to say they're a scam and they're a hoax.
Now my
when
other
in
mod
reality
is saying,
they
no, you
aren't.
saw her
He
after
said
she left
that-
my house. I have the hoodie. Yesterday, my mother put on the same dress that she wore at my father's funeral and then wept at his gravestone. I bet you're feeling bad about yourself now, ain't you? That's real. That's not a lie. That's real. Y'all are fucked. Y'all ain't getting in to the pearly gates. St. Peter is going to pull up a printout of these messages and go, hey, remember this? And you're going to go, dude, I killed children. He's going to go, don't give a fuck. I have too. But remember this? Remember this? You sick fucks.
That is a line in the sand for a lot of folks in MAGA world, essentially. And this is the first real sign of trouble for Trump when it comes to Rogan. There are cracks forming within the MAGA coalition as we speak. Spread the word so more people know. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, linked in bio, so subscribe for free and follow along. We have some big news. We have breaking news right now. The NYPD commissioner has confirmed that the active shooter in Midtown Manhattan has been, quote, we have serious breaking news. We have some serious news, and we have breaking news right now.
Aaron, is there anything that isn't serious breaking news to you at all? Because there's plenty of news, but like, is it all an emergency?
Now, the Trump administration has denied Taiwan's president permission to stop and land in New York City amid a trip to Central America, and as Trump is actively negotiating with the... We have some news right now. Donald Trump was protesting. We have some news right now.
So I guess it's a slow fucking news day. We like slow news days for the world, but we don't like them for work. For example, I had my best week of my career when we started bombing Iran. I need a new business model. All right, calm down. Jubilee is fucked. Yeah.
So the other day on the show, we covered Mehdi Hassan and his Jubilee debate, where I think the title was like he was debating 20 far-right conservatives. I believe that's what the title was. And
he doesn't
so
even show a single clip
I'll
of
just
it.
do my thing.
Smart boy. He doesn't want to get fucking copyrighted because Jubilee loves to copyright everybody.
You know, in all my years of politics, man, I thought I'd seen it all. But man, the other day, she says...
Okay, in Donald Trump's defense, fucking 14-year-old girls was really only made social taboo in the 90s. What? What? My grandmother was born in 1927. She had her first child when she was 12. Yeah, your grandmother was sexually abused. I hope that fucking helps. Teenage pregnancy only become frowned upon with the rise of Jerry Springer, and also, can I be honest with the fact that I was old enough to choose seduce and decide to fuck grown-ass men when I was 15. So first of all, you're a skank. A disgusting $5 trailer park hooker, probably with a flapping beef curtain of a cunt. Second of all, just because you were okay with being raped as a child doesn't mean that other people should be motivated into raping children. You fucking slut. You dirty, dirty whore tramp. What the fuck? I really don't get why women are fronting like they weren't fucking 14-year-olds at 15. Like, come on now. Yeah, because not every woman is a disgusting whore like you. I'm honestly not surprised or mad at Trump for getting some 15-year-old pussy, because those were the times. Good night, USA, for fucking ever. Now, if he was fucking a 10-year-old, we'd... But if the girls were 13 plus, who cares? Move on. Wow. All right, well, I know what video I'm making. Is there a second tweet? Oh my God, a second tweet hit the towers.
Prior to Trump, here's how she talked about the issue. Ready? On November 7th, 2024.
Absolutely not. No sympathy for pedophiles and sex offenders. What the fuck?
Absolutely not. No sympathy for pedophiles and sex offenders.
Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. This you... Bro, are they actually defending pedophilia? Yes! This is what I told you they would do. I said this on video. I said what sucks about this whole Epstein thing is it's going to boost his popularity among MAGA because MAGA voters want to fuck children. Literally. MAGA voters want to fuck kids. So they see this shit and it actually makes they think it's cool. They think it's fucking cool. Oh, she already deleted the fucking tweets too. I gotta find the official tweets. Yeah. All right, we're making a video. We're making a video right now. First of all, I have to know who the fuck Azealia Banks is. What is she, like some fucking rapper? Ugh. Ugh. What a gross fucking monster. Disgusting fucking beast. What a disgusting fucking beast. Oh, she's from fucking Harlem, too. All right, hold on. Okay. Let's make a video. Oh, God, this is going to come... I already know this is going to come off bad, man. People are going to call me racist, but this has nothing to do with Azealia Banks' race and everything to do with her fucking actions. So, Lord forgive me. Let's start recording. So, MAGA influencers and, like, conservative pundits and all of these, fuck you. Let me restart. So, MAGA influencers are defending pedophilia, which is exactly what I told you would happen. This is because MAGA voters, specifically their influencers, are not capable of having their own beliefs. If Donald Trump is a pedophile, that means they have to defend pedophilia. And that is what we're starting to see from across the board. Okay, we've got all these different influencers who are saying things like, Ghislaine Maxwell is actually a victim. And I also made a video where I said the worst part about this whole story is that for Trump supporters, right, this whole Epstein thing is going to boost his popularity. I know you're like, that's crazy. What do you mean? Well, the thing is, MAGA voters, when they see Trump having sexual relationships with children, with women under the age of 18, children, they're jealous, MAGA voters. They want to fuck kids too. We're talking about the Republican Party, notorious for the pedophilia. And all MAGA voters are inferior vermin, and a very large number of them want to fuck kids. And we've got a post here from a major MAGA influencer. She's also a failed rapper and a disgusting dog woman. This is her, Azealia Banks, just a disgusting fucking wildebeest of a whore. And this disgusting pig slut decided to post on Twitter saying that, you know, she thinks that it's okay to fuck 13-year-old girls, and that her grandmother was 12 when she got pregnant, and that, hey, Azealia, when I was 15, she says, when I was 15, I was fucking 40-year-old men. I don't see the problem here. The problem is that not everybody is a disgusting $5 whore that you could rent at a trailer park. Like you, Azealia Banks, you fucking disgusting pig slut. Try closing your fucking legs, you dumb whore. Now let's read her fucking post. Okay, in Donald Trump's defense, fucking 14-year-old girls was really only made socially taboo in the 1990s. Wrong. So wrong, so unbelievably wrong, and so fucked up. I want this woman immediately investigated. I'm not kidding. I think this woman needs to be immediately investigated, because I would not be surprised if she's fucking 15-year-old boys. My grandmother was born in 1927 and had her first child when she was 12. Two options here, Azealia. A, your grandmother got raped. B, your grandmother was a fucking whore, just like you. A dirty fucking tramp. Teenage pregnancy only became frowned upon with the rise of Jerry Springer. And I also can be honest about the fact that I was old enough to choose, seduce, and decide to fuck grown-ass men when I was 15. Here's my problem here. You can't be honest about the fact that you were old enough to choose, because legally, you weren't. Legally, you cannot choose to have sex with adults when you're 15, because legally, that's fucking rape. And morally, that's rape. And ethically, that's rape. Why? Because children can't consent. Listen to me, Azealia. You are the product of sexual trauma. Generations of it. Your grandmother was sexually traumatized. Your mother was probably sexually traumatized. And now you're telling me that when you were 15 years old, you were fucking 40-year-old men. And this right here, what you're doing, this is a coping mechanism. I honestly think it's subconscious. I think you are so fucked up in your brain that it's trying to reason with the sexual trauma you've dealt with by going, no, it's totally fine. You are literally advocating for, like, lowering the age of consent. You are doing exactly what these fucking pedophile rapists at the top of our government want, which is normalizing predatory behavior. You disgusting fucking whore. You're a whore and a failed fucking rapper. You're a whore. Jesus Christ. I really don't get why women are fronting like they weren't fucking 40-year-olds at 15. Like, come on now. Because most of them weren't. If you're a 15-year-old fucking a 40-year-old, guess what? You're getting raped. You're a victim. That's what's going on. So let me rephrase this bar for you here. Let me rephrase this bar. I really don't get why women are fronting like they weren't raped by 40-year-old men when they were 15. Like, come on now. So now you're just normalizing rape, Azealia. You're literally just trying to get our society to be okay with child rape. This is what MAGA is. This is what MAGA is. It's the most disgusting shit. They're all in favor of fucking child rape. And then also, I see all of these other MAGA influencers who have been demanding the Epstein list for God knows how long. And now they don't give a fuck about it because their perfect and humble leader is in it. I'm honestly not surprised or mad at Trump for getting some 15-year-old pussy because those were the times. Dude, I'm gonna crash the fuck out. Good night, USA, for fucking ever. Now, if he was fucking a 10-year-old, we have a problem. But if the girls are 13 plus, who cares? Move on. What the fuck? Is there another one? Because little Spanish girls be fucking at 13 in middle school with double detail. Humans are gonna do what humans are gonna do. Y-E-Y-E. I'm not trying to fuck anything under the age of 45, but it is what it is. Goodness gracious, forget about the Epstein files. Who cares? Yo, MAGA. You all are on the side of pedophilia now. You don't even get to make that fucking choice. You don't get to say, no, I support Trump, but I'm against pedophilia. Not anymore. You don't get to make that fucking choice, you subhuman husk of a man or woman. You are on the side of pedophilia. And I know a lot of you think you're God-fearing Christians, but you do know St. Peter's gonna Sparta kick your fucking inbred ass straight down to the 7th circle of hell, right? You don't think you're getting into fucking heaven, right? Because you're on the side of child rape? Unfucking believable. Sorry that this video is filled with so much vitriol and venom. But I was groomed and molested by wealthy white elites when I was a kid. And in no fucking world can this be normalized. I can't fucking wait till I'm old enough to run for office. Oh, yo, I know this is petty, but if I become president, day one, Azealia Banks is getting thrown into Donald's Dachau. In the middle of the Florida Everglades, we're throwing this dirty fucking tramp into Alligator Alcatraz, surround her with reptiles in the sweltering heat. Fuck this gross bitch. I'm pissed. Sorry, I gotta calm down. I'm gonna end the video here. Listen, if you're watching this live, you stay. We're going to keep on going. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much for watching to the end. I'm sorry that we had to cover this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And then also, do me a favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers. Oh, my God. I gotta get that tweet sent to the group chat. I gotta find that fucking thing. I'm gonna get my rage crystals in a second. Azealia Banks tweet, 15-year-old. Okay, hold on. Can I save this fucking image, for fuck's sake? Save to photos. Sending it to the group chat. All right. We're gonna need I want to see what Kyle did for his thumbnail regarding this. Let's see what Kyle did for his thumbnail.
apparent very quickly that they didn't want to release all the Epstein files.
Oh, it's just Azealia Banks. MAGA rapper defends pedo Trump. Yeah, let's get Azealia Banks' disgusting fucking face. That one. Anybody in this chat ever listen to Azealia Banks? Are her songs any good? Are there any songs I would know from that gross-ass whore? No? Yeah, I can't even think of one. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 theme song? Bullshit. No shot. Just joined. What did I miss? You missed a MAGA failed rapper black woman defending pedophilia, saying that you should be allowed to fuck 14-year-olds, and saying that she doesn't care if Trump was getting 15-year-old pussy. So the usual? Yeah. All MAGA voters are pedophiles. We know this. Luigi's about to bark. Geez, I can't imagine why you were banned from places. Me? Banned from where? I've never been banned from a place. What are you talking about? MAGA rapper defends pedos. Mad? What? What? Aren't you banned from Israel? Yes, I'm banned from Israel, but that's not a place. That's a hellhole. That's not a real place. True, you got me there? I did. You're banned from Israel? Lol, nice. Yeah, I know. It's actually not too hard to get banned from Israel, bro. All right. I think that's a good thumbnail. What do you guys think? Check it out. You dig? You dig? Should we put a little itty bitty baby? Or how about a little itty bitty Epstein in this one, actually? That would be better. Little bitty Epstein on her tongue. All right, there we go. That's gas. That's gas. Are there any tourists in New York? Yeah, bro. Fucking probably like at least 1 million tourists every day. Probably, I would assume. All right, let's get this fucking video uploaded. Post it now. All right, let me get that thumbnail uploaded. Documents, Valenti VOD. Yo, guys, we're coming up on episode 200, and there's going to be a big merch drop on episode 200. It's going to be fun. How old are you? I'm 27. Episode 191. MAGA reaches a new low. Defending literal P3D0PH 3L1A. That'll do. Oh, God, this is... I don't even know how to rate this video. I have not played Wildgate. I don't even know how to rate this video. I'm just gonna say it's dealing with incredibly sensitive events. Here we go. Publish. I want to send that video to my group chat. Shakira, Shakira. Oh, maybe when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. Chris, why don't you love me? I don't know. It's probably your fault. It's probably your fault. All right, let's also make sure that video started properly. MAGA influencers are defending pedophilia, which is exactly what I told you would happen. This is because MAGA voters, specifically their influencers, are not capable of having their own beliefs. If Donald Trump is a pedophile... What's the drama with Alex Lolo? Oh, he's a sex pest. He, like, messages and DMs women, like, slides into their DMs, asks them for sex, and then when they say no, he says he's going to lie on their name and destroy their reputation. Says things like, I always get what I want. Listen, I've said it once and I'll say it again. You can't trust a man with a mustache. You just can't. You can't do it. Alex Lolo. You can't... Look at this guy. You're telling me you look at this man and have faith? Give me back my frames. You're telling me you look at this man... He's an attorney? Oh, you're losing your fucking license, dog. Oh, you're about to lose your license, dog. Give me back my frames! Thank you for becoming a loyalist. Grounded 2 drops today. Oh, shit, really? What about Scotty K Fitness? What about him? I love Scotty K Fitness. Listen, Scotty K Fitness doesn't have a mustache. That mustache has a Scotty K Fitness. Do you understand what I'm saying? This guy's got a mustache. Scotty K's mustache has him. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Right? Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? But yeah, Alex Lolo, what a fucking freak. We have 50 minutes until Grounded 2 drops. Cool. I'm going to the gym, though, so I won't be able to be on that till later, but I will be playing it. Now, thing is, guys, Grounded 2, what's dropping is just a game preview. It's not the full game. It's just a game preview. Is there a reason I can't find you on Twitch? No, I'm on Twitch. What did Alex do? Dude, he's like a sex pest who's been, like, grooming and demanding sex from women, and then when they say that he can't fuck them, he says he's gonna ruin their reputation and says, I always get what I want. And there's dozens and dozens and dozens of women coming out saying like, yeah, no, this guy's an absolute fucking creep. This isn't like drama. This is a pervert. This is a pervert who is using his channel to demand sex from people. And then I think he posted some cryptic shit. Hold on. Pretty sure he posted some cryptic shit on TikTok, on Twitter. What's his Twitter? Lolo overruled. Did he delete his Twitter account? I appreciate that Hassan called him out, though. That's the thing. You got to hold everybody accountable, bro. That type of behavior is not acceptable under any circumstance. You're unable to view this post because this is account owner limits. Who can view their posts? That's how you know that's how you know he did it. That is how you know he did it. He posted something on Twitter, and all it said was, I'm in therapy. Oh, you need a therapist to stop being a fucking pervert? Yo, Alex, I don't know if you ever will see this. Here's the thing. I know you watch my content because I watched yours. You know, I mean, you and I, we commented on each other's stuff before. You're a fucking pathetic, disgusting beta bitch. You thought you were on the left? You thought you were one of us? No. You're just another one of those disgusting, perverted sex pest freaks, you fucking loser. Stay under the rock. Don't come back. You fucking gross bitch. I hope to God somebody fucking clips that and sends it to him. Your fucking gross ass mustache. You disgusting rat. Who the fuck do you think you are? First of all, who do you think you are to demand sex from anybody when you look like Alvin the fucking chipmunk? You fucking gross bitch. Disgusting. I bet you have a fucking shrimp dick too. Freak.
Rob, just the brazen way this suspected shooter walked into this building, his weapon by his side in broad daylight during rush hour in Manhattan. What do you make of that?
He was determined. He drove the entire way out, and they had him tracking through New Jersey, I think.
Hey, Chris, are you getting lots of hate comments on TikTok? Brother, I am Chris Valenti. I have more ops than anyone I know on TikTok. I know Hassan has ops, but he's on Twitch. I don't know anybody who has the level of ops that I have, bro. At all.
Somewhere in the 4 to 4:30 p.m. and got into Manhattan and did this around 6:30. So he wasn't even stopping to think about it. He's been fantasizing.
We should check the comments on my latest video where I said I'm inevitable.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Dude, I love this type of shit.
Okay. Oh my god! Did you put a bomb in there? Maybe. Did you put a bomb in there?
This is staged. This is fake.
Oh my
But
god!
Hey, I'm back from my permaban. I am inevitable. I like this comment. That's funny. I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Valenti. You've been banned so many times? Yeah, 21 times I've been banned. All right.
About this, he had these actions in his mind, and he just got out of his vehicle. He even left another weapon and more ammo in the car.
Have you guys heard that fucking AI generated Portuguese song about gang banging a bitch with the whole favela? You guys been hearing? You guys caught up? You guys caught up? 我们齐进这里起长城，哭着来，要走要老路哟，让我们进这里继续。Here it is. Dude, it's so good. Oh, dude, I'm so good looking. Oh, that's so scary.
Got out with this weapon, probably a spare magazine or two, and then just walked in and started shooting. And I think that's where you really have problems with how do you react to that?
I'm gonna go fill up my
action
coffee.
always beats reaction every time. If he walked into a building, even the uniformed police officer is seeing thousands of people come through those doors and not expecting that. And even if he saw the weapon, by then to get his weapon out and actually use it in a force that could counter it was really tough. And then he just proceeded to go in. And I don't know exactly how he got on the elevator to get to the third floor. Normally, those buildings require some type of badge to access the elevators. But again, determined with an assault rifle is tough.
Danelle, what kind of preparation or planning do you think could have gone into this?
Well, more is going to come out in the days and weeks coming ahead, but it clearly, as Rob just said, this individual was what we call a determined assailant. This is what we would call an act of targeted violence. Many jurisdictions, cities, and states have some type of mechanism to kind of detect this. But quite honestly, if this individual left no breadcrumb trails or what we call leakage online, didn't tell anybody what he was going to do, it's very, very hard to stop these lone actors. And so if he's kind of concocted this notion that the NFL is the root cause of his medical illness, his mental illness, and he hasn't shared that with anybody or any threats.
I just realized something, gang.
You know, he could have been baking this plan for a while.
If Alex Lolo is no longer hanging out with Hassan, doesn't that leave an opening for one white boy with the sauce? I could fill in the blank, right? Everybody spam Hassan. Spam Hassan. Be like, white boy with the swag, Valenti videos, get him on the show. Get him on the show.
Clearly, he planned this to the T. Double parking in front of the building. I lived in that area in New York City. He passed by literally dozens of skyscrapers that are just like that. So this is clearly a targeted act. He's probably been planning it for a while and maybe even keeping it to himself.
One of the clues at this point, Rob.
I'd fangirl really hard if that happened. You'd fangirl? Bro, I'd be standing next to Hassan salivating. Do you understand? Me and my girlfriend gave each other hall passes. You know what I'm saying about a hall pass? Both of us chose Hassan. You understand me? You understand me?
That is the note found in the suspect's wallet that said, quote, please study my brain for CTE.
Oh no, another CEO gone. How sad. I actually know her. Knew her. But yeah, no, it actually is sad. This is the CEO of fucking Blackstone, bro. Executive CEO. She owns Jersey Mike's. This woman has never hurt anybody, dog. It's a fucking investment firm.
And, quote, the league knowingly concealed the dangers of our brains to maximize profits. They failed us, likely referencing the National Football League. In that second quote, we know the NFL had an office there in this particular building. Our Tom Winter did say that there's no evidence that he ever played in the NFL. But how do you see investigators using that note and this information as it fits into the investigation?
You have to take it once they determine that in fact it's his words, it's his handwriting. He was actually quoting a former NFL player in that quote about playing in the NFL and how the NFL failed him. That player had committed suicide. He kind of referenced that by drinking the gallon of antifreeze. So his note was a little bit confusing on how he was talking about it because he did never play in the NFL. But I actually started suspecting CTE yesterday. Again, when you look at the building and who was in there because it was so targeted. I saw an interview with him after a high school football game. And then when I heard he shot himself in the chest, that's the same way Junior Seau committed suicide in order for them to study his brain. So all three of those started leaning me towards the CTE. And then when the note came out, obviously he referenced it. They're going to have to talk.
Bro, we shouldn't study his brain. We should like fucking use it as a soccer ball.
Talk to acquaintances and friends and family to see if he's talked about it in the prior life. But then again, he may not have. He may have done this all in his brain, all in his own fantasy of doing this and carrying it out. So it is really tough.
I want you guys to listen to a witness who was in this building at the time of the shooting. Watch this.
I was part of a room of about 150 people watching a presentation on the second floor large conference room. We heard multiple shots go off in quick succession from the first floor, and a lot of us just rushed into the room. Some went out in the back door, out onto the street. Other people, including me, we ran into the conference room, and then...
Shooter kind of looked like you. Dude, he's black.
Eventually barricaded the tables across the doors and just stayed still. I think it was very, very apparent through all this that a lot of us were young, a lot of us went through training.
Bro, I already know my family thinks I'm nuts because my mom sent me a link to this article when it was going down and goes, did you see this, Chris? 27-year-old loser shooting up a place. I'm like, yeah, I saw that. What the fuck, Ma? What are you saying? What are you trying to say right now, Ma?
In elementary school of what to do in an active shooter situation. We were all unfortunately prepared.
Unfortunately prepared. Danelle, how can any workplace guarantee safety for their employees?
No, we're seeing the evolution of high school shooting training, assailant training. These individuals were probably trained in elementary school and high school, and then they're growing up and they're adults and they're applying these skills. I'm sure that building and other large buildings will start looking at what they can do to protect badge access, things like that. But once again, you had an NYPD officer in the lobby. He's there as a deterrent for normal crime. He's certainly not there to combat a deterrent.
Mama Valente is a savage. You got no idea. Is that a Predator drone? Is that a fucking Predator drone? Is that... Gotcha.
Joining us now, the editor of The New Yorker, David Remnick. David recently returned to Israel for the 4th time since the Hamas terror attack in October 2023 and is writing about what he saw there in his latest piece with the headline, Israel Zones of Denial. David, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about what you saw.
Well, what Israelis are seeing, for the most part, on television every night, which is how they get their news as well, is not what you're seeing now. They are not seeing on a nightly basis images of destruction and death, cities wiped out, famine, food insecurity, all the things that you're seeing right now is in limited supply in Israeli media. What you hear about all the time is, of course, the horror of October 7th, and the diplomatic efforts to come to a ceasefire to some degree, and above all, the fate of the hostages. So the view of reality that you're seeing in Israel is very different than the one you're seeing here or in Europe or elsewhere in the world. That's an important thing to know, hence the title, the Zones of Denial. And the narrative of what's happened in the last 2 years that you hear from the Prime Minister is one in which there'll be a great new Middle East in which Hezbollah has been defeated.
I made a mocha iced coffee. Mods, throw him in the corner for 48 days. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I just wanted to be problematic for a hot second.
Iran has been weakened. Hamas has been to the point of elimination. So it's a very, very, very different story that you hear in Israel than the one that you're hearing here or elsewhere in the world. And that is important.
Because I want to talk about Ukraine. I talk about Ukraine. What do you mean? Is there some sort of... We were actually talking about it earlier. Trump says he's going to shorten the 50-day deadline for a ceasefire, which is never going to happen. Ukraine celebrated that. Putin was like, we're not doing that. I mean, like, what do you want me to talk about in Ukraine? There's really not much to talk about. It's the same fucking story, different day. The Russians are taking over. The Ukrainians are fighting tooth and nail. The Ukrainians are losing American weaponry and American intelligence. The Russians are taking more and more land. Putin is tapping along Trump, trying to say, I'm going to stop, but he keeps on taking more and more land. Like, there's really not much to talk about.
Gaza is a horror. What's happened in Gaza is well in excess of 50,000.
Not often. Yeah, but that's my point, bro, is there's not much to talk about. There will be a day where it is the only story. And that day will be when the Ukrainians surrender. Because at the rate it's going, the Ukrainians cannot win this fight. They could have won the fight if America kept on arming them, but no. As soon as Trump got into office, he started cutting the funding, started cutting the flow of weapons, the flow of intel. It's just, it will become a story again. Can you say hello to to Jolly, my fat piss baby of a cat? Psst, 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 psst. Hi, Jolly, you fat little bitch.
Dead, we'll never know until the rubble. People search through the rubble to see how many people exactly have died, and whole cities, whole neighborhoods have been eliminated. And for what?
John Hyman, David's point, horror is the right word here. And
don't forget, guys, the average age in Gaza is 18. Like, you look at this, you see, like, there's children.
You know, it does feel like
teenager. Sure, this guy's older, probably like 30-something years old. But the average age in Gaza is 18 years old. These are mostly children.
Particularly in those last week or two, these images of starvation have really broken through the...
Child. Probably more children in the back. A couple of teenagers, some women. Yeah, they're just starving children to death.
International outrage has grown, and international groups we heard from yesterday say, yes, it's good that some food came in yesterday, but it's a drop in the bucket for what is needed.
So, yeah, David, we were talking about this in the first hour of the show this morning, and it's great that you're on. Congratulations on the piece. And one of the reasons that it's great that you're on is that you are always someone who, in reporting on this region, always has a combination of moral clarity and nuance, right? Which are two things that have often been absent from this discussion. So I ask you right now, the contention of those on the left who are critics around the world and wider than just the left of the way Israel's handled this, particularly crystallizing this weekend, has been the things we have been saying. I'm quoting, kind of paraphrasing their view. The things we've been saying for 2 years now are abundantly clear. Israel is using starvation as a tool, as a tactic of warfare against civilians in Gaza. That is a war crime. And it buttresses our argument, again, I'm putting this in the mouths of those who are critics, that this has always been a policy of genocide. So I ask you, number one, what you saw when you were there. Is it the case that starvation is being used as a tactic against civilians in this war? And do you therefore agree, if that's the answer is yes, that we're getting to the point where we have to be kind of honest about what Israel's doing in Gaza on the question of
here's what I can report, John. Thank you. What I can report is that the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Olmert, calls these war crimes. What I can report is that Omer Bartov, who is probably the leading scholar, Israeli-born, fought in the 1973 war, teaches at Brown. What he says is that this amounts to genocidal behavior on the part of
Chris, I don't think the Palestinians will survive 90 days if Israel isn't stopped. Yeah, no, they won't. Which is why they're already planning to start shipping off the Palestinians to like places like Libya and Somalia.
The Israeli government. I can report that Moshe Bogi Ya'alon, former defense minister under Netanyahu, who broke with Netanyahu, talks about ethnic cleansing in Gaza. So these are not just severe critics of Israel who innately hate Israel. These are also people within the Israeli establishment, as well as scholarly critics like Bartov. So this can't be easily dismissed as the terrible rhetoric of enemies of Israel. One of the crises that Israel now faces is that its reputation in the world is so immensely diminished, and this has ramifications too. No one doubts. I don't doubt that Israel requires peace and security for itself. At the same time, that Palestinians require and should demand justice, and I hope all of that comes to all sides. But right now, the situation is worse than it's ever been. Worse than it's ever been. These images that you see now, John, on your screen are reminiscent of times of terrible destruction and conflict in the region before 1948 and after, but they're worse. The death count is just dreadful. The displacement is dreadful. People I know, Palestinian friends I know, have lost not just a member of their family, but many members of their family, many friends. And how will they regard their futures going forward? So this portends to be really ugly, not just today and tomorrow, but for many years to come.
David, when you look at the fact that a lot of people in Israel, you're saying, are not seeing what's going on, the bottom line here is this is really Netanyahu. And how do you deal with the fact that people on a global level may want to pinpoint these decisions to Benjamin Netanyahu, and at the same time not be cast as being anti-Israel or anti-Semitic? It gives a real kind of complexity, because what Netanyahu's advocating is clearly something you're saying that a lot of people in Israel is not seeing being.
Yeah, so that's cope. That's bullshit. Most of the Israelis know what's going on. They just don't think it's enough. There's like a poll or something between 80 and 90% of Israelis think that the genocide should go further and they need to inflict more harm on the Palestinian people. This is all copium. The majority of the Israelis are disgusting monsters that support starving the Gazans to death.
Done.
Well, Reverend, 70% of the people in Israel want this war to be over, and they've wanted it to be over for many months. That should be clear. They have wanted this to be over, and because of the complicated politics of Israel and Netanyahu's
more like Adam slander.
I don't know whether to call it masterful use of coalition politics, has allowed his right wing in the coalition to both keep him in power, and he is behaving in obedience to it. In March, Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, the two ministers who
Why
are
does Israel have beef with Gaza? Because the land was promised to them 3,000 years ago by their made-up God, by their false Judeo-Christian God.
farthest in the right in his coalition, said cut off aid to humanitarian aid to Gaza. These are the same ministers who call for annexation, continued occupation.
Oh yeah, didn't Israel just announce the annexation of Gaza? Yeah. Don't ruin Adam Sandler for me. Brother, if Adam Sandler isn't already ruined for you, I don't know what to tell you. Adam Sandler is not only one of the worst actors to ever exist, he's also one of the least funny people to ever exist, and he is uber Zionist. He is king of Zion. Adam Sandler is Benjamin Netanyahu. Bean? Hi. What do you want to talk about? You want to say hi in the street? Hi. What's up? Why were you meowing? Did you just wake up from a really good dream and you wanted to tell me about it? Is that all? Is that all? You woke up from a good dream. Hi. You okay? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is considering a plan to annex territories in Gaza. Considering a plan to annex territories in Gaza if Hamas doesn't agree to a ceasefire plan. So Steve Witkoff said, "We have decided to bring our team home from Doha for consultations after the latest response from Hamas clearly shows a lack of desire to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. While a lack of desire to reach a ceasefire. You guys gave a ceasefire plan, and Hamas said we will agree to it if Israel stops bombing us, and Israel said no. That's not Hamas. That's Israel." Oh, what a joke. What a fucking joke. What the fuck is this? UK to recognize Palestinian state unless Israel agrees to a ceasefire? Oh my God, that is the stupidest shit ever. Hey, if you don't stop bombing them, we will recognize them as a state. That I can't even comment on that. That fills me with such unbridled rage. That's got to be the biggest pissing in the face of the Palestinians ever. Ever. Anyway, it's 12:40. I gotta go to the gym. Listen, thank you for tuning into the Valenti broadcast. I might go live again later. I have to go work out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing and it helps me immensely. Read my comments. I dropped a bean fact. The most common ice cream flavors is just different bean flavored ice cream. Vanilla bean, cocoa bean, etc. What about your mom's bean? How about that? Is that a flavor, Jack? Is that a flavor? I'm out of here. Later. Love you. Bye.